another Traders Ball podcast in collaboration with Adel. I have two guests here, Adel, Bhurtun, and myself, Rahul Warrior, co-host of Traders Ball podcast with our wonderful guest, Abdel. Abdel, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Abdel, and on Discord and on Twitter, people know me like Balboa. It's funny because it's a name that I used to use when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
As a persona in the internet, but it comes from a football player from Argentina. I'm not sure if you guys remember him. His name was Adel. Balboa.
Your name.
Yeah, exactly. So I just took the. He was Abel Balbo. So I took the Balboa, added the A, and I used this as a persona on the internet forever since I was a kid.
It just happens to be a coincidence that my name is Adel.
Yes.
I hope we're not confusing the audience.
No, I'm Abdel. My full name is Abdelila, but
okay.
Yeah, Abdel for short. In simple terms, DAO stands for Decentralized Anonymous Organization. So it's a bunch of people that don't know each other. So they just have wallet, Ethereum addresses, and they just get together in an organization which is decentralized and anonymous. So in the case of the OnChain Monkey DAO, it's a decentralized anonymous organization for OCM or OnChain Monkey members. So if you are a holder, so you are a member of the DAO. So if you hold, every single NFT has a vote in the DAO. Equal rights. Yeah.
Very good. I'm keen to know more about OnChain Monkey. So for those who don't know OnChain Monkey, could you give us a little tour?
100%. OnChain Monkey is, I think the little story the genesis story, or the origin story in this case, was Danny Young, who is the CEO and one of the founders, along with Amanda Terry, who is the CEO, and Bill Tai. Got together and decided to start an NFT project. So Danny, who is the one of the founders and the CEO, he's a PhD in computer science. So he wanted to figure out a way to deploy a 10,000 PFP collection in one transaction and on-chain. So if you look at the genesis, we have the pictures here. So every picture is actually not a JPEG, but code that is on-chain. It's bits and bytes, right? So he's kind of found this way to deploy a full collection on-chain in one single transaction. And there is a backstory to that because with Bill Tai, who was involved with a few years before that with CryptoKitties, right? So CryptoKitties was one of the very first NFT projects out there. And it was, the first collectors of NFTs started collecting CryptoKitties. But the projects kind of went through a cycle of a hype and then it faded. Mm-hmm. So he got together with Danny and Amanda and were thinking of, okay, how can we do this again, but at scale? It's not just about the picture and the collectible. It has to have something
tangible.
Yeah, more to it. Mm-hmm. So they created the collection, and it was a free mint. Which is quite also interesting because Danny just deployed the code and the transaction.
Oh, nice.
And then he tweeted about it, and then it just spread, and it was free mint. So now the Genesis collection, the floor is 3 ETH. A lot of holders
minted
that for free.
In profit were minted it free.
For free. 3 ETH now is goes for $5,000 or
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So and it will all minted for free.
One question as well, just to follow up. Does OnChain Monkey or did OnChain Monkey have any inspiration from Bored Ape Yacht Club? Because they both happen to be, one's an ape, one's a monkey, and I think Bored Ape had the first mover advantage.
I think so. Bored Ape, probably CryptoPunks, because the threads, if you go to the Genesis collection, the OnChain Monkey also have the fur, and also the...
And they're both NFTs.
Yeah, of course, both NFTs, yeah. And there are thousands of NFTs out there. CryptoPunks, they were minted in 2017, so they were like the first out there. And of course, a lot of projects that came along like got inspired from CryptoPunks. Bored Ape came before OnChain Monkey. I think somewhere around like early 21, if I'm not mistaken, probably like March, April. And then OnChain Monkey came out in 11th of September 2021. So a bit later. So it's of course a project that's inspired from the projects that happened before. The difference is that OnChain Monkey, the whole collection is on chain in one transaction to minimize to be sustainable and also minimize the cost and the fees, the gas fees. While the Bored Ape, the pictures are stored on a cloud somewhere, and only the metadata is on chain, right? So that's quite a major difference. But 100%, I would believe that some of the aspects of at least the collection were inspired from Bored Ape and CryptoPunk. On-chain is a huge differentiator, right? Because your collection or your NFT is there on blockchain, and nobody can. It's decentralized, and it's there forever, right? Because even like if you're a holder of a Bored Ape, your actual JPEG is like sitting on a cloud somewhere in the US or like in the data. We've seen, I'm not sure if you guys follow what's happening on Ordinals, and you've seen probably the auction that happened, the Yuga Labs put out there for the generative art they put on Bitcoin or on Ordinals. And I think they raised like 16 million in I think the auction was open for a few days. I can't remember exactly, but so money appetite is still there but just for the projects that people believe that have true value, which is quite important. And I'm gonna tell you like what's happening with the OnChain Monkey today. So we reach back the all-time high value in ETH terms, like in the depths of a bear market, 3 ETH. The floor now is around 3 ETH for the Genesis,
massive,
which is an all-time high in the depth of a bear market, which is pretty unique. When you look around you, like thousands of NFT projects,
they hardly touch 1 ETH.
Yeah, and like there are other projects that like Moonbirds and like
of course
7 ETH. Yeah, so but exactly, I mean, like for the mid-cap, let's say, call them projects, probably going to be like around 1 ETH. Because 1 ETH is like $1,500, so it's real money. So 3 ETH is $500.
And $1,500 is like a salary for some countries.
100%.
A month's salary.
100%.
Yeah, on a JPEG.
Yeah, even in the Western world, like in Europe or in the US, I mean, like...
It's more than just buying it for flexing.
Yeah, flexing or having a collectible. It's not about collecting. It's about being part of a network.
And access to smart, intelligent, high net worth individuals.
And today I gave just an example that we had a store of merch that was created by the community, and whatever margin and benefit and profits made by that store gonna go back to the DAO. And this is like just a small example. It can be like a bigger scale project where you say, okay, I don't want to do this for free, because you have to create value and you have to add a margin on top, and then you can, because the DAO funded your project in the first place, you can give 10% back to the DAO, you can keep 40%. If you're using MetaGood, which is the company that has or owns the IP, you can give a percentage. And then, because you have to go through that process of value creation, and that value can go back to whoever contributed in the first place.
Very good. No, that's very informative. We are approaching end of this podcast, so I just want to say final remarks. Final remarks on OnChain Monkey. Final remarks on the NFT space, where you see it going in the foreseeable future. Where do you think?
I think we're just getting started. I mean, like, I know that's kind of a degen, kind of cliche sentence, but we're just getting started. I mean, people should be curious about what's going on in space. If they get interested by a project, they should go look what the project does, who are the founders, what's the long-term vision. Because what I always say, value cannot be created out of thin air, right? So you cannot like just buy a NFT or a collectible and sit on it and hope that the floor goes up. So either someone is pumping it to go up, or if no value is like really created. And who creates value is the founders, is the vision, and is the community, because this is how it scales, right? So look into projects, try to understand what the background of people, because at the end of the day, they have a lot of entrepreneurs there, like in the NFT space. They create projects, they create things, but they get burned, right? So, I mean, we are in a bear market, royalties are going to zero, so there is no revenue streams. Even if they had like good intentions, probably they're just gonna run out of cash, right? And yeah, so you're just gonna have to dip your toes, try to understand what's going on. If you get interested in the community, participate, contribute. Today, as a community, we choose to be here to contribute, right? So this is our way to create value and actual value.
Okay, so to summarize, stay curious, do your own research, and have an open mind.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Open mind,
All right.
And we're just getting started.
All right, fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Abdel from OnChain Monkey.
Thank you so much.
We hope to have a round 2 next time.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.